Hey guys, welcome back to Chanman's videos, and it's after Black Friday, and yes, you are looking at Black Friday black gear. Super excited to finally get a set of black equipment. If you watched my other videos, you would have heard me complaining how I'm sick and tired of white gear. White with color is really boring for me. It's been so many years now that everyone's speaking white gear. It's hard to get just colored gear, which is why I bought the Bowers. Red with white was a really nice change, but I still really wanted black gear. So luckily for me, and for anyone who wants dark gear, the companies are now making international made or lower end gear that's stock in black, which it's taken a few years. So Bauer, CCM, and even Warrior have all come out with their international gear that is now in black, which is something that's really exciting and amazing for us in the goalie equipment collecting genre. These are the CCM eFlex 6.5. You notice here I have two gloves because I have a pair of I have the one 6.9 catcher. I wanted to see what the difference was between the two, and if there's really any benefit to paying the extra money, to see if there's any extra padding. This is actually my third attempt to make this video, and the reason for that is the first one, there was something in the background that I didn't want to show, so I was making it a second time, and then the second time I ran out of battery. So hopefully this third time's charm. Because I was charging my battery, I did have an opportunity to fidget around with the strapping, play with it a little bit more, wear it while the battery was charging, so I can give a bit more of a assessment compared to my first two times trying to make the video. First thing we're going to do, we are going to start with the blocker. I mean, first, actually, before I even start that, the whole set, the aesthetics, the way this looks is amazing. I just love the style in this one, at all black. I don't like all the colorful ones, it looks really weird, but the style with all black I think looks amazing. The lines here, you do have these mild reflective lines. The gray CCM logo, which is a nice, instead of a black and white, it's black and gray. The weirdest thing about this whole set, I have no idea what material this is. This is not leather, this is not synthetic leather. It's not the same as you normally see on it's not like this nylon that you normally see in the back of your glove and blocker. It feels like it, but it isn't. Yeah, it's a weird material, and I didn't take time to Google see what it was made of, but it's definitely really weird and new and unique. It makes me wonder what pucks will do to it, whether it will burn it, will it burn holes, like I don't know what it's going to be like. So that was that's a concern I have, because you know, with the leather you can, not that I have to clean this because it's black on black, but with the white gear and with the red gear, I clean it with a Mr. Clean eraser and everything just comes off. With this, I'm not going to do that at all, if I keep it, which I'll get into later. So the blocker looks great. It has the eFlex 6.5 that you see there. It's got a solid one piece here. You got extra padding for your finger and your thumb, as well as nice solid pads around your fingers. This is a Hockey Shop Source for Sports exclusive, so they have a whole bunch of these custom made for them within their specs, and that means you get the Durapalm, which is not the non-standard palm for the eFlex line. You have this thing where they call it Flex Motion 2. You have one, I guess these are called fast straps with the buckle where you just pull it and tighten it. This is pretty loose. And I've been fiddling around with the Velcros. So you have two Velcro touch points here. One at the top, one at the bottom. And this is where I'm going to turn the camera down so I can put the blocker on the ground and I can make these adjustments comfortably. Again, you got two Velcro points on here, and then the one strap. The rest of the glove is stitched in. You have a nice padding here comfortable padding for your wrist, so it takes away a lot of the impact. It's fairly light, but the blocker board, while it is a thinner profile, it does feel and sound more stiff or harder than my other blockers. So I have my other blockers. I have a couple other blockers here for comparison. First of all, for me, if you watch my Vaughn equipment video, I wear the loofah gloves inside. So during the period of time while the battery was charging, I had it on with the gloves. And because it's new, it is a tight fit, but comfortable still in this blocker. This is a nice big glove, and even with the gloves on, I was able to put loosen enough to that I can pull my hand out with the glove on and not have my glove come off the blocker when I take it off. Oh yeah, right. So I was comparing the profile here of the board, and I'm just going to use the Warrior right beside it. And of course, because this is a white blocker, it may visually look wider, but in this case it actually is. The foam, the padding here is actually wider. Didn't measure it, but visually I hope you can see through the camera that you can see that this really is legitimately wider. I haven't done a Warrior video, but the Warrior's got a really cool buckle and strapping system that you can customize, and so I like mine really open. This one with this new Velcro design does open that cuff quite a bit as well, so really good range and mobility. The GSX, I think GSX was 2021 or 2022. Again, you can't see the bevel here, but this has a similarly thin profile. And again, the cuff is far superior in the sense of opening and mobility. So blocker, something I'm happy with, very happy with. It's a good blocker for what it does, which is just blocking. Moving on to the two catch gloves. We'll start with the 6.5. And so you got to see here, it says E-Flex 6.5. It is a 581 brake. I don't know what the heck that actually means. And if I'm just going to show with this closed, or maybe I should move this out of the way so you can see a better profile. Do you see that curve? It doesn't go quite up as a 90 degree. So it is, I don't know if that's an 80, I don't know if that's an 80 degree or not, but it is 581 is what they call it. This T-pocket, not a T-pocket, this dual pocket is very stiff. I can't really push it down. And if I do, I'm like flexing it in the other way. This again being a Source for Hockey Shop exclusive, they have the skate lace pockets. And when you're closing the trapper, this is very much a pinching motion. So you are using mostly the strength in your thumb and your index finger to close this glove, which is very interesting because that's how it feels in the 6.5. The 6.9, I'm actually using these three fingers, not so much the pinky, but the first three fingers, so I'm getting more of a close like this. We're using these for the strength for closing versus with the 6.5, it's primarily these two. I don't know why. I've opened up both gloves and I have adjusted all the strapping on the inside. So let's take a look on the inside. First of all, you do have this one strap here, which I found useless. I really don't know what this is supposed to do. It doesn't feel like it loosens or tightens anything at all. And for me, it's just like, why do you even have this strap here? I don't get it. If someone knows, please drop it in the comments and let me know. But having my hands on both these gloves for the past hour and a half, fidgeting around with it at home, I have no idea what that does. You've got another adjustable strap here, and this opens downward. I pull this out, and then this cuff opens from the bottom up, so it opens in two opposite directions. Okay, what else is there? Oh, you have at the bottom, so they call this the cross form strap. So it is like the shape of an X. You have a adjustable Velcro here. Not much adjustments in regards to if you're loosening it. you really don't have much real estate to loosen this up further. I've made it as loose as I could without, you know, cutting anything. Same as this one here. It is as loose as I can make it. I don't know. So yeah, so you can't. This is strapped in from this from the bottom here. The top part is a fast strap or a speed strap with a buckle. You just pull that and you're loosening and pull this to tighten it, and it just tightens around here. I've made it again as loose as I could make it. Everything else really just like I'm just hit a dead end. It won't loosen up any further. On the top part of the back of your fingers, you have four Velcro straps. One Velcro strap is for this, the black one underneath. So here we go, and just let me show you. You have two Velcro straps. This one is for tightening this top padding here on the palm, and then the bottom one is for tightening or loosening your pinky loop. So you have a pinky loop, you have a loop for your index finger, and then there is a loop in here for your thumb. Don't know if the camera can capture that. So you do have three, 1, 2, 3, and again. I again also have loosened all of these as much as I could, so you can see there. And I've got my glove inside. I wore it with my blue glove inside, and tried to make it more comfortable just to see how it would feel with the glove and everything on. And I figured out that I can get my blue glove in and out. So with this one, to make it as loose as possible, I'm literally just using the very tip here of the Velcro and then just leaving the gray one on top. I can't loosen it much more than that. All right, and that is it for the glove. Again, stiff. The glove is stiff itself. It's not very easy to open and close. It got easier after I played around with all the straps. I gotta say that did make it easier, but overall it's still a tight glove. And I know this has not been in an oven, skate oven to warm up and break in, but just so far, again, I've been playing with it, opening and closing it, half an hour with each glove, and it still doesn't really close that easily. Same material as with the blocker on the pads. One of the new innovations that I do like with this glove, and I really hope more gloves come out with it, on the top side, on the outside, they clearly have a piece of pad here. So I don't know if you can see that in the camera in that definition, but this is an extra piece of pad out front, which actually doesn't impede the closure, which is in this line here. This is the break. It doesn't impede you from closing it, and it's definitely going to give extra protection to your palm for when you're palming those shots. And I think that's going to be exceptional comfort here for that. Very deep pocket, and with how this is angled upward when your glove is open, it's just going to help cover that top corner. Good padding here as well. My fingers end about here, the tip of my fingers, so this is all extra size. What else was there that I noticed that was interesting? Where the break is, again, this is really tough to close. My guess is because this might have been in like a storeroom or something where the 6.9 is easier to open and close. This part here though, inside, after wearing it for half an hour, I did find it a bit uncomfortable. And it's probably because it's still brand new, not broken in, everything is really tight. And again, no oven work to customize and warm it up, so it's not molded to my hand or anything. I just noticed after a long time I found it just uncomfortable, especially with where the break is on my palm. So the break is exactly right here, and I found that it's pushing against the palm of my hand, and I found it just after wearing a while and opening and closing it, it's kind of like really nudging it, almost like if someone elbowed you or punched you here. It just kind of felt not that comfortable. So that's one thing I noticed, but overall, you know, it's a weird glove. It's new, it's weird, not like any of the other gloves I've had before. So in comparison, where's it? The Bauer glove, even if it's new, I didn't have that discomfort. The Bauer glove actually is a very square here, like a rectangle, like it fits the shaft of your blade. So even when I close it, it has a very square feel in it. The padding definitely kind of sucks. I wish I can put some padding out here. That would be great. I wonder if you can do that. And the close angle, again, similar. But I think this is a 580. I can't remember. Doesn't say, it doesn't have a tag. But it is a Bauer glove. That is CCM. So in comparison, Reebok turned into CCM, and these are almost identical. Like even visually, the shape of it, the curve here, they both have a nice indentation. I don't know what that's for. They close almost identically, and yeah, I've always liked CCM gloves. I've liked my Reeboks. I had other CCM gloves that I've used and sold. Some of the most comfortable and best catch gloves that I've used, but this one, it's just weird, and I don't know if it's because it's brand new or whatever, and no oven. And then, of course, compared to the Warrior glove doesn't close that way. As you look, it's fairly straight, and you use all 4 fingers to close, and your glove and your thumb doesn't actually even move much. It's all finger closing, while this one, again, it's a pinching kind of a close. So yeah, that is it for the 6.5. Okay, flex motion, again, this moves upward, but you know, if you're holding it like your wrist up, doesn't get in the way. All right, 6.5 out of the way. 6.9 feels almost identical. The look, the feel, everything is identical. I don't know why it costs more. Maybe the interior foam or padding is actually different, but I really can't tell the difference having 2 on. Again, the only difference is that this closes easier. This just closes easier compared to that one. Even before I spent time on with it, first time I put this on and the first time I put that on, this just opened and closed much easier. And I guess my guess is this was out on a shelf. You know, hundreds of people put their hands in here, opening and closing it and playing with it. I don't know, but that's just a guess. Everything else is exactly the same. Same strapping, same shoe strap, sort of skate lace pockets, but cost, I think, $100 or just over $100 more for what feels like the exact same glove. So I'm not keeping it. I'm definitely going to return the 6.9 because, again, I can't feel the difference between the two. And considering they both have this padding here, I don't think you need the higher end one. With my Reebok back in the day, I bought the 18K catcher and the 14K blocker, and 14K pads, because again, the padding on those is so different versus the catcher. So I went with a better catcher glove versus a cheaper one. All right, blocker gloves are done. Let's move these out of the way. And I've got them lined up in a row this way so that you can see the height difference. The Warriors are 32 plus 1.5. The CCMs are 32 plus 1. And the Bauers, I believe, are 32 plus 1 because Bauer goes with small, medium, and large, and I got the small. Spending some time with them as well. They're fairly similar in height. That's not true. They're similar in height when you see it this way, and that is because the CCM, the toe break, is different than with the Warriors. It sits higher naturally, and I couldn't get it down lower. So the way they designed that, it sits and points up higher compared to the Warrior, which is a little bit lower, and compared to the Bauer, it's very similar. They're almost exactly the same height. I'm just gonna get up and then see if I can give you guys a better view. I'm just gonna move this back a little bit. Here we go. So the bowers, as you can see, actually have a very natural curve in the brake here. And so, and if you look, if I'm just trying to get the toes down, do you see how far back the bower has to slide? So the bower actually stands a little bit taller by the way it's designed compared to the CCM. I don't I don't know why they have these three, I guess, pads here anymore. They're very thin and narrow. I don't know why they don't just make it a flat pad. What else is there? Yeah, I don't know. Again, if you just look at how the toes. Actually, I wonder if I can change here. I'm going to change the perspective from the top down. Let you guys see this. Oh, let's see here. Look at that. If I put everything, try to side by side, look at how that spacing for the toes are different. Okay, so it's interesting to see how that works. Where's my other CCM? All right, let's put these out of the way. Grab the Warrior, and then with the CCM. The toes are almost aligned side by side. The Warriors are rounded toes, and the CCM are a bit more blocky. And interesting again, 1.5 plus 1. But when you put them side by side, they actually are almost the same height. The knee blocks are slightly, maybe just a couple millimeters difference, with the CCM being taller. All right, now that we've got that down, let us actually look at the leg pad itself. All right, so I'm gonna just make adjustment. The new CCM pad here, you're gonna see that this is one whole piece, whereas with all your other gold pads, the knee drop or this knee cradle here is separate. So this is one whole piece, and apparently, look at that, it doesn't even move. This doesn't shift, it's just one piece. So I think that's supposed to help with stability. You have a nice smooth surface here. I think this is gonna slide like crazy. But again, I don't know how this material will last on the ice with all the sliding. Just because it just feels like it's gonna fray really bad. That's what it feels like to me. The wear and tear, I just don't know how long the life will have with this. I'll Google it to see what it is in case anyone asks, and I'll put it in the description to see what's going on with this. But yeah, this is just really weird, funky materials. Moving on, very thick knee block. Adjustable here with one Velcro, two Velcros. This strap here. What else we got? We got one strap here. This is removable with two Velcro straps, and then you can carry this down diagonally if you want to remove that, or you can just leave it hanging. All right, so this was the deal breaker for me. After looking and playing around with this, I'm not keeping this set. As much as I like how this looks, I am not going to keep it, unfortunately, because I don't like the strapping system. Prior to buying this online, I've never touched them. I never got my hands on them, never seen them in person. And watching Cam and Woodley's video, they don't talk about the strapping system and stuff, so I didn't know what I was dealing with here. You have, did they? I don't remember. Anyways, I didn't pay attention. I don't like that I have to put this strap through this, I don't know, buckle or ring here. I like to be able to just Velcro it on. I don't like having to kneel down, put this on like this. Not once, but twice. That's right. I have to do this again on the pad 2 times. I don't like this. The reason why I don't like having to do this loop 2 times or 4 times for both pads is because I find it inconvenient. It's slow. I love modern day pads because it's just one Velcro across, one Velcro across. you're done, right? Like it's fast to take on, sort of put on and take off. You do have pockets here if you are old school and you still like those straps to go under your skate. It uses a bungee cord with Velcro. These I love. I'm a huge fan of these. I don't know why people don't like them. I love them on my Bauer, and I'm really thinking about spending money to buy Velcros to replace my Reebok 14Ks. Because I love those pads. They're not worth any money. I actually offered someone if they want to buy the whole set for 250, and he didn't even want to pay me 250 for it. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just keep it. Um, but that's another story. So, anyways, I've actually used them about 4 times this